Yo.
What up? What up?
What up? Listen, man, we already coined this probably gonna be the worst episode ever. So we off to a great start, damn it.
But we got a good drink for y'all, goddamn it. So y'all stay with us.
Yeah, stay with it, man. This drink is fantastic, yo. Sean came with it today, yo.
Welcome everybody. Welcome back to the Carpet Footman Podcast, episode 109. He's Juan and I'm Sean, and every week we get together, have a few drinks, talk about things going on in the world, try to focus on things making an impact, whether they be good, bad, or otherwise. And you know we like bourbon. Ooh. You know it's summertime.
Oh.
Hit him with the drink of the day.
Yo, this is some deliciousness today, man. We've been on a little track lately with bourbons too, man. We've had some fire bourbon, which normally you don't associate with summertime, but we made it our mission. Made it our mission. This week, man, we got a little peach bourbon smash. So you had to make a simple syrup. First of all, for this, a peach simple syrup. So should we hit them up with the recipe?
Got to. So it did. If you get just a good peach, a good sized peach, just one, take out the pit, slice it up, throw it in some water. Like essentially, it's a cup of water and a cup of sugar. And I did not fuck that up. Right? It just sounds a nuts, and you're right. It is. It's like you put a cup of water, you put a full cup of sugar, and then the entire peach, and you boil it. So essentially, when it boils, it's allowed to boil for maybe about 3 minutes.
Okay. And
then you just take it off of the stove and let it set for like 45 minutes, and then you strain it. But while you strain it, like when the peaches come out, like you're pushing the juices out of the peach as well.
Oh, so you're getting all that.
Yeah. So that was really good.
So that much sugar, yeah. So if it doesn't feel suicidal, you're not doing it right.
Yeah, it doesn't feel diabetic. You fucking up.
Yeah, you are fucking that up. Oof. But that simple syrup is delicious. So just get that out the way because you need that for the drink. All right. So after that, you're gonna take yourself a glass. You're gonna throw a few mint leaves on the bottom. Be generous. Don't be cheap with the mint leaves.
Absolutely.
With the simple syrup. And some lime and a wedge of lime, like a 6 wedge of a lime.
Yeah.
You'll muddle that. Once you muddle that, you're going to fill it with crushed ice, throw in the shot of the bourbon, then top it off with ginger beer and stir it up. And that's pretty much it. And you're going to garnish with mint and a little wedge of a peach. We got a little wedge of peach in there. Mint. The smell is fantastic. And I like eating the peach afterwards. Let it soak inside of the drink.
That's right.
And you eat that peach afterwards. So not only are you drinking and have a good time, but you are also eating your daily dose of fruit, man. So, do with that what you will.
And it's only like a half a shot of the simple syrup. So full shot of bourbon, half a shot of simple syrup.
Okay.
Yep. And in like a rocks glass or whatever you have that's similar to that size. This shit's good, people.
It's amazing, yo. It's amazing. So you guys are watching on YouTube, you can see it.
Yep.
It's so good.
It's the poolside drink. And we're using today, what are we using today?
Yo, Noble Oak, man.
Noble Oak.
Which I think we've used this one other time on the podcast, man. It's really good bourbon.
It's a double oak bourbon.
I like it, man.
They had it on sale at Publix today for $35.
Yeah? Yep. It's good, man. It sounds good. I don't think I had tried it until you brought it the one time for that. It was really good.
All right, man. Ooh, hitting the mics over here. All right, man. Before we get started, bro, there was 3 things. If y'all heard last episode, as always, we talk shit, but we do try to keep our facts straight. So we talked about the Latinx.
We do?
The term. We try, goddamn.
Let me write that down.
Keep facts straight. Last week we talked about the Latinx. Mm-hmm. And remember we was like, who's that for? So it is Latinx is a non-binary term. So
that makes more sense. I think I said it was just women or something like
Latinos.
That. It's non-binary Latinos or Latina. So instead of saying Latino or Latina, you say Latinx. Fuck that. Don't nobody go by that shit, man. Like, come on,
bro. I know. I talked about we talked about the telescope.
Oh yeah.
Last week the James Webb telescope.
Yep.
Not telescope. What the fuck am I saying? It is a telescope.
It's a telescope.
So it cost $10 billion.
Billion with a B.
Yep.
Yeesh.
And then I think I made a statement about how long or how wide the Milky Way is. The actual number is 100,000 light years. So essentially, if you turn on like a flashlight or any beam of light that would travel, it would take 100,000 years to go from one end of our Milky Way galaxy to the other.
Oh my gosh. That's a long time. I
think
think you said something like 100
billion.
million.
Yeah, 100 million. Yeah,
basically,
yeah.
like it's never gonna happen. Not gonna happen.
I was just wrong.
You said Jesus can't make it. Aliens can't make it. It's long. Oh man, bro.
All right, man. What you got for your carbon footprint?
Yo, my carbon footprint this week, man. You guys know I'm a fan of this guy already, man. But he did something this week, man, that I thought was really cool, and it was just on brand for him. In general, because he's sort of been a trailblazer in the comedy game, and then I think just a trailblazer in terms of this, again, how people are gonna view things later on, man. So I'm giving it to Andrew Schultz. So Andrew Schultz, one of my favorite comedians out right now, probably the last few years. He dropped his special this past weekend, but the way he had to do it was he had to put it on pay-per-view and sell it himself through his own website. So that was the only way to watch it.
Yep.
So you had to pay $15. You got to do it. And you watch the pay-per-view. Originally, he had sold it to a streaming service. People have been speculating that maybe it's Netflix, because Netflix had that whole Schultz Saves America already, one of his other sort of
but he's been doing other things
shows.
with, like, I think he's doing something with HBO. I think he's doing something with Amazon.
Yeah, so he's been doing stuff everywhere. So who knows? It could be any of the shit. It could be Netflix. It could be HBO Max. I mean, it could be anybody. His other, it's not a comedy special, but it's sort of, I don't even know what you call that, man.
I mean,
Schultz Saves America. You have to watch it. If you've never seen Schultz Saves America on Netflix, it's fantastic. But I don't even know what you call that, man. It's just monologues. It's just a show of monologues, man. It's great. But anyway, so historically he's only been able to drop his comedy online on YouTube. So he's never had an hour special drop. They're always 20 minutes, 25 minutes. They're always on YouTube because he's had trouble people picking him up. Because he doesn't censor himself a whole lot, and he doesn't PC, and he doesn't do that whole thing. So I guess they asked him to remove some jokes. Whoever the streaming platform was, he refused to. And so they're like, well, we can't release it if you don't take out these jokes. So he bought his special back from whoever it was.
Yeah, for a few million,
for a
right?
few million, supposed the rumor. Nobody knows, but the rumor is like somebody just wrote an article that said it cost him $1 million, and he said, I wish it only cost me $1 million.
Right.
So it has to be a few mil. So he bought his special back and then bet it on himself, man, released it through his own platform, through his own website. So obviously counted a lot on word of mouth of people getting it out there. And then drops it as like a pay-per-view, essentially. And, you paid $15 thing. But, dude, I will say, one, maybe because I'm a fan of his, but I was looking forward to it for the whole week or two leading up to it. Yeah. And then even the day of, I'm like, oh, what time is it? What time is it? I can't wait till 9. And like, he has a countdown going on the thing. And it became this like eventful thing to me where it was like, I want to watch it. I wanted to watch it while it aired for the first time, even though I'd have access to it. And then they did like a live thing afterwards where, he would
with
talk about it.
With his Flagrant 2 guys,
yeah,
right?
with his whole crew, which I didn't do that piece, but I think just the idea that was sort of happening, that everybody was watching it at the same time, that you could see the reactions on Twitter and on Reddit and all that stuff. Like, it made it like, I can't remember the last time I looked forward to something like that wasn't like a fight. And it was so cool. And obviously, me being a fan of his adds to that. But I went, man, like, did he just change comedy again? Like, before it was like no one would release clips. So this is going to seem so normal now. Like, you see these comedians releasing their clips on Instagram and on YouTube Shorts and all that. No one did that before Andrew Schultz did it, because comedians are like, well, fuck, if I give you one of the jokes, that's one less joke I have that I can go do when you go see me live.
Right.
Their jokes are their product, right? So they take so long to write these 30-second, 1-minute things. It might take a comedian a year to come up with these 30 seconds to a minute that's enough to go viral, that's funny. So people weren't releasing that. And then Schultz just like started releasing jokes. It was the only way you can get out there. And so everyone started doing it. And so they started just releasing their jokes online. So he changed. Like, that was him. That was the movement where people dropping clips was because of Andrew Schultz started doing it all the time.
Dude, that would be me, bro. If I was a comedian, and I am not, if you take, you go on stage, you bomb, right? Like, you starting off, you bomb, you're getting your material together, you find out things that work, things that don't work. I would imagine that the things that work, you hold sacred.
You do, because you go like, oh, this is what people are going to come pay to see me do.
Right.
And then the other part of that is, if you're a comedian who doesn't write a lot, it keeps you from writing material. Like, you can keep doing that joke over and over and over and over again. Dude, Jay Leno, notoriously, has never dropped a special. Jay Leno has toured for years on, obviously, some new stuff, but some of his old stuff he's been doing for 20, 30 years. But if you've never seen Jay Leno, it's new to you. So he's notorious for, he won't even drop a special, let alone like do clips or something like that online. So yeah, for comedians, that's a really big deal, because now once I've put it out there, you come to see me live. If I do it again, it just loses its mystique. Unless you get one of these jokes that are like so big,
Right.
that people just want to hear you do it. Because I have been to a comedy show where the crowd just starts chanting for someone to do a specific joke after they walk off.
Oh,
and I've seen them come back out and do it. Like, I've seen Fluffy do that.
Yeah.
This is what else. I think D.L. Hughley I've seen do that, where people are just like, no, you got to do the joke. Like, and then you kind of came back out and did the joke that we've seen over and over again.
You know it's funny when you know it's coming and you're still laughing.
It's hilarious because it's the mannerism, the delivery. Yeah, you know it's just hysterical. Like when you know the punchline and you're still laughing like it's the first time you've heard it.
I did that, man. I went to go see. My wife and I went to go see Steve Harvey.
Okay.
And saw him the first time. It was here in Orlando, and he killed. It was a great show. And then maybe like 2 or 3 years later, he came back, and we went to go see him again. And he did one of there was this joke about going to the Waffle House, but the second time around, he played it off like, man, I flew in here. I saw this place called the Waffle House. So I went into there, and I was like, oh fuck, dude. Like
so he made it sound like he had just done it.
Rather than I would have rather him go like, man, last time I was here, I went, I flew in this, like make it kind of like that in case there's anybody that was there that saw you before. But he played it like it just happened. And I remember being disappointed, at least just in that joke. He was good overall, but
yeah, that joke, yeah. No, I that is disappointing. Like when you go see someone, like I had
don't lie to me.
Like I've seen comedians do that, and it's funny because I've seen the really good ones, the clever ones, just find a different way to get to the joke. They don't do the same setup of I was just here. Going back, D.L. Hughley has jokes that I love of his about what like he has a few, but about like being freezing in the shower because like when your wife wants to shower with you and you have to stand in the back of the shower freezing. Like I've seen him deliver that joke like 3 different ways and it's always hilarious.
Yeah.
I've seen him deliver the joke about his autistic kid. And the punchline's the same, but he gets to it in a different way every time. And I've seen him do it 2 or 3 times, and every time I didn't see it coming. And I'm like, oh shit, it's so good. So those I'm like, okay, I respect because you found a different way to get to the. But you see, I would have been disappointed if I would have heard it how you heard it because I would have believed it the first time.
And I did.
Yeah.
I believed it the first time, bro. And I was like, wait a minute, bro, that shit happened to you 3 years ago.
I love it, man. So dude, that guy's changed. So it's what's so normal to us now. Which is dropping clips on IG, on TikTok. You see them now all the time. Comedians just keep dropping like specific jokes. Like no one was doing that until Andrew Schultz did it, and he did it out of necessity. And then so just to see him again, and I think the thing I respected about this the most because it's really easy to just remove the joke and cut your check, man. Like you're gonna get paid no matter what.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think to just as a fan of the art, as a fan of non-PC stuff and cancel culture, like I hate the cancel culture thing and all that, to see someone sort of stand behind their body of work and go, I'm going to live or die on the joke. Like if people don't like it and I get canceled or whatever for it, then it's going to be because I chose to do it, not because you guys told me like, to take it out or whatever. So I just respected that. So I think part of that was like, okay, I'm going to support it. Obviously I'm a fan.
He bet on himself.
Bet on himself, man. I think we can all take a lesson from that as like, dude, you bet on yourself.
You know what he said? He said something on his on the Brilliant Idiots. And he said something like, I'm going to get this wrong, but he was like, I want to see what I'm worth. Like,
wow.
like let's see what I'm worth. Wow. And like, how many of us wouldn't do that?
Dude, and think about how he sets his price now moving forward. Because if this does great, which I think he says he's going to give us the numbers this week. He's actually going to tell us.
Okay, that's good.
So if this does great, now if someone wants to buy his special, he's going to go, well, I did X, Y, Z on my own. So
right.
Like,
what are you doing?
What are you doing for me? And he's going to be able to command a higher price now, or it'll bomb. It'll bomb. But again, he did it on his own terms, man. So I got to respect.
Yeah, no, I love it, man. And he's, his jokes are all. The majority of them are offensive.
Yeah,
right.
But he's an equal opportunity offender, bro. I love it,
bro. Absolutely.
Like he offends everybody, and I think the thing about him too is that he's clearly so like I guess well educated and well informed that when he's making fun of groups of people, you could tell he actually knows, like if he's going to make fun of Indians, he's going to hit you with some facts about Indians where you're going to go, oh shit, okay, our people. And then he's going to rip you. So you go, he's already disarmed you. It's funny because he's disarmed you with the, you us for real.
Right.
And now I'm going to go in. Like I've seen him make fun of Puerto Ricans and it's always fucking hilarious because he'll say something, which I'm like, yeah, it's definitely Puerto Ricans. And you could tell he spent some time with Puerto Ricans. And then suddenly he hits you with some joke that's like, some stereotype, but you're like, it comes from a place where he's not doing the easy cherry picking sort of like stereotype. It's like you could tell it's from real exposure and real knowing and a place of respect. Like I always go by intent. His intent isn't to like degrade that group of people.
No, not at all.
So I loved it, man. So shout out to Andrew Schultz, man. I think
so I have not seen it. So is it actually a pay-per-view, or is it you pay for it and then you can watch it multiple times?
You pay for it. I think you could watch it forever. I haven't gone back to try to see it.
Yep.
I'll try. I'll let you know. But like, I think you can just watch it a bunch.
So it's on the website, right?
Yeah.
On his website, which is what? Let's give him a shout
so
out.
AndrewSchultz.com, and then I think the place that's actually playing is called The Moment.
I thought it was like isn't it like theandrewschultz.com or some shit like that?
You might be right. I think it's called The Moment. Let me pick it up. The place where you buy from is called The Moment, but I think you can go through like Schultz Studios. You might be right. It might be theandrewschultz.com. So yeah, theandrewschultz.com. So D Andrew like normal, and then Schultz is spelled SCHULZ.com. So yeah, go there. You can buy it from there. It'll take you. There'll be a link on there. Definitely watch it, man. I thought it was funny. Again, as a fan of non-PC, one of the things I love about him is his crowd work stuff. Again, making fun of people.
Oh my gosh,
he throws that into the special, so he's actually does some crowd work in there. It's so good, man. He bet on himself.
Yeah, and if you don't know who this guy is, you can go onto this Instagram page, and he has enough clips on there where you can get the good feel of the kind of comedian that he is. And if you like his stuff, man, go on his website and support the guy. What was it, $15?
Yeah, $15 for the special, which I went, dude, I watched it and I went, shit, what do we spend $15 on all the time? And I went, and it felt like an event to me. Like, it was something that I look forward to. Like I said, I don't remember the last time I was excited to watch something where I'm sitting there getting my snacks ready. And, you know, like, it was, it was just so cool to see, man. And then I went, dude, did he just turn comedy? If you're a good comedian, man, if you're a Bill Burr, if you're a Chris Rock, if you're a Dave Chappelle, if you're a Sebastian, these guys that tour like arenas, you know, Kevin Hart, you might have just told these guys or changed. These guys are probably looking at this going, well, shit, if I could do a pay-per-view on one night, turn into a spectacle, dude, how many of us would be like, invite some friends over, let's watch a comedy special for an hour, have some drinks, laugh our asses off, hopefully, and then, you know, like, I'm like, dude, he might have changed.
Say like an event.
It's an event. It's an event. It's like, oh, if I didn't go see him live, like before it would be like, hey, you want to go see so-and-so's coming into town? Now you go, hey, man, so-and-so's about to drop his special. If you didn't get to go see him live, you invite a bunch of people over.
We've paid 5 times that much for fight cards that ain't worth shit.
That ain't worth shit, dude. And you go, man, I'll pay this for a comedian that, you know, usually if you're a fan, you know, usually they deliver. Yeah, man, I just looked at this from so many angles and thought, wow, this could blow up in his face. I just don't see how he loses, man. Even if it doesn't make the money that he thinks on this one, I just think he's set this precedent now where people are gonna have their eyes over there going.
No, I like that, man. That's good. So did you watch it on like a laptop? Did you like how did you do it?
Computer. I watched it. You could Chromecast it though, so you could Chromecast it to the TV. Okay. I was having some technical difficulties, so I just left it on the computer. It was
your fucking monitor over there is like
so I just watched it on the monitor. Anyway. I just watched it on the monitor because I couldn't get my TV to discover through the Chromecast thing, which wasn't this thing's fault. But yeah, man. So
that's dope, bro.
It was dope, man. So check him out. And before I move off Schultz, man, I want to give a shout out to another comedian, man, who I like. A couple months ago, I watched her second special, and I was so impressed because after watching her first one. Usually everyone's first anything is good, like music artists, their first album is because it's the one that took their whole life. Their first special, it's like the one that, you know, their life, you know, so you sort of pour your heart out into that. Dude, Taylor Tomlinson, I don't know if you know who she is.
No, I don't know.
Taylor Tomlinson looks like she'd be Taylor Swift as a comedian. I mean, she's not. She's a white girl. She's like the stereotypical looking Starbucks white girl kind of thing. Her first special, Quarter Life Crisis, was good. Wasn't bad. Like I mean, I liked it. I again because I just have so much respect for the craft that I like what she did. Her second special called Look at You was so good, and you could see the growth from once because it was so personal. Like you could tell the first one is like you're writing jokes. The second one was okay, now I'm getting into making fun of myself and being vulnerable and outing, like, you know, and I don't want to give too much away, but she talks about sort of her struggles with mental illness, and it just such a brilliant, and I'm looking at her now going like, wow, you're going to be one of the next sort of like big people, man. So
what's her name?
Check that, Taylor Tomlinson, and on Netflix it's called Look at You. So make sure you go buy Schultz's thing and then check out Taylor Tomlinson, Look at You.
All right, man. So who's giving you carbon footprint? You can't be giving
it to
no,
I'm giving
people,
it to Schultz. I'm just saying, while we were on Comedian, I wanted to give her some kudos, bro.
Shout out to Schultz.
Shout out to Schultz, man. Go buy Schultz's thing. And when you guys are buying comedy pay-per-views 2 years from now, this is who you have to thank for. It was Andrew Schultz.
right, man. My carbon footprint this week is going out to a 13-year-old girl, and no, I'm not a pedophile.
What? Okay.
Her name is. I'm gonna get my notes here. Elena Annalay Wicker.
Okay.
She's 13 years old, and she got accepted into medical school. Now, wow, this is at 13, so she is not only the youngest ever, she's also a black girl.
Oh man, that took my joke away.
She's also adopted.
Oh wow.
Yeah, bro. And so she actually graduated high school at the age of 12, and is now a sophomore at. And this is where your joke's gonna come in. The University of Alabama at Birmingham.
I'm like, wait for it.
I was like,
wait for it,
dude. When I was looking at the school, I go, fuck. I gotta tell Juan this shit. Maybe I should leave the school out.
It's funny because when I was thinking about this, did a white family adopt her?
Good question. I don't know.
Because I'm like, imagine, you're a white family, you adopt a little black kid, and usually the hope is like, I got an NBA guy, or I got a Venus and Serena, and then this girl gets into, like, it's a win-win no matter what, bro. But medical school, University of Alabama, I mean, it's impressive because she's 13, but, like, how hard is it?
No, man, I am not going to let you ruin this, goddammit. No, man, we talked about before on this show about like how even in movies and comic books how they're kind of having a bigger range of where these characters are from and their skin colors and right, and it's just like it's just something that can be really motivating to people that maybe don't have a lot of this kind of stuff to look forward to or to look up to.
Yeah, for sure, it gives you a different narrative of. I think as a minority, right? You have, as a little black girl, you said it gives you someone other than maybe entertainment to look after. You can go, oh shit, we can cut it in business and we can cut it in the medical field. So,
right.
Yeah, man. What do you call representation is huge, man.
It's so big, bro.
It's so big, so bad. Shout out to her, dude. That's
and again,
crazy.
Yeah, and it's nuts, and and I know she's not. It's not. I think she's having impact now. She has a shit ton of followers on Instagram. And so she's sort of making an impact there, but I think that she's making an impact now on people that she doesn't even realize. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's just one of those, man, where you go. It's just like you'll never know, and it'll be somebody who will come up to her later on and be like, "Yo, when you were, when I was 8 and you were 13, and I saw you and I kind of followed your thing and." See what you've done, and if she ends up doing something great with her life, whether it's finding a cure to something or whatever, like just that, I just think that those things are so impactful to people that are looking for others that look like them that are in successful positions.
Yeah, for sure, man. You said some type of representation, and you just never know what kind of doctor does say she want to be.
Don't know.
Can you imagine her being like a dentist or a podiatrist or some shit like that?
No,
hopefully
kick
not,
out
bro.
for that.
Yeah, we have to take it back.
We need.
she ends up being like a general
is on loan. Don't fuck it up.
This is a lease.
Remember that girl we talked about last year?
She went to be a dentist, so we're gonna go ahead and take that back. Oh, that's awesome, man. What's her name again?
It is Elena Wicker.
An inspiration to all the people of Alabama. You could get into college and not have to play football. That's awesome, dude. Bro, medical shit has been wild this week, man. I got. You want to hear some funny shit from medical field? Do you want to hear some breakthroughs, man?
No. Give me something.
Give you some funny?
Yep.
Yo, homie, this is homie from Iran. That was his wife thought he's a 50-year-old dude from Iran. His wife thought he might have been like constipated or had some, because he was having these like bowel movement issues and then had strong abdominal pains or whatever. So man, they take him to the hospital, dude, and they do an ultrasound, and turns out he had a water bottle stuck up his ass, and a whole water bottle was blocking his stuff from going out.
So that's the same shit where he's sexually and fucking turned on by
the water bottle went in,
sucked in, bro.
The wild part of this is the image.
Was it full?
Ooh, good question. I don't know, but the water bottle, it's not opening first. It's bottom part first.
Oh, so he wanted the
He wanted the thicky thick. He didn't even try to break it in, bro. He didn't even go small to big. Like, I'm looking at the ultrasound, and the big part is in first. How do you do that?
You know, a lot of Vaseline.
That's
a lot of Vaseline and a little KY.
and you think about that part of the world, bro. Like,
Where was it?
Iran. Dude, you
know,
can't.
they be talking about, I mean, that part of the world. Like they talk about like the Turkish prisons,
Yeah,
shit like that, man.
Yo, my shit is that, like, did you start with a water bottle? Did you just not have little tiny dildos? Like, you didn't have nothing smaller, bro?
Well, clearly.
That's aggressive, bro.
Clearly, if he's sticking in the thick part
Yo,
first.
thick part first, bro.
He already had the little. He wasn't.
You had everything, bro.
Yeah.
You had to work your way. You done made it through the cucumbers and the bananas, and you didn't said, what is bigger?
Like, what's bigger than Punjab? Because he was bringing it last week.
Punjab. Punjab brought the mandingo. I want the Punjabi mandingo, bro. Oh, I just couldn't get over. I looked at that and I was like, yo, how's the skinny part, not the first part? It's impressive.
Bro, speaking of dicks, dude, there was this Brazilian anesthesiologist that they sort of found that he was giving patients too much medication.
Okay.
So somebody found out, and I'm not really sure how they found out, but they were suspicious of this guy. So they put a camera in the operating room. This dude, during women's C-sections, was giving them too much, let's say like an epidural, giving them too much medication.
Okay.
And then sticking his dick in their mouth during the surgery, bro.
What the fuck? And I'm not laughing because this is I guess
that
it's borderline rape.
Fucked up, bro?
It is
Well, it
super fucked
absolutely
up.
is.
It's rape.
Bro.
No, it's not borderline.
It
It's rape. Are you supposed to put people under for a C-section? I thought they were awake for this.
Maybe that was why he got
That was the
investigated.
suspicion?
He's like,
Why
they all?
Yeah, because you're supposed to be awake for a C-section, right?
Yeah, right.
So they're like, yo, they all keep falling asleep. So
You sure you give them the right
Yeah,
stuff?
keep an eye on, I don't know, Alves or whatever the fuck. What's a Brazilian? What's this guy?
I don't know, fucking Bom Dia.
Yo, wait, so he's just sticking his dick in people's mouth?
Yeah, I guess.
Like while they were out?
Yeah.
Yo, there's no one in the operating room with him?
Yeah, but if you've ever been in, like, my wife had C-section, and I don't remember anyone being on ours, so it's like we couldn't see what the doctor was doing because there's like there's almost like this sheet. It's not a curtain, but it's almost like this sheet that's up high enough. So I'm sitting in a chair by my wife's head, right? And then her body, say like up to say I don't know, up to maybe her breast area, right? And then everything further down is covered by the sheet. So like I didn't see my kids being born. I didn't see them getting extracted. I saw when after they extracted, they reach over, they go over top
like
of the
a
fucking
puppet show,
sheet.
yo.
Yep. And they go, see, fucking human.
He's
Human number one.
human. So he was on the other side of the sheet,
Yeah.
just
I guess.
sticking his.
Yeah.
That's, bro. You know how? What has to occur to you in that moment of time? Do you just like, I'm gonna put my dick in it? Is it flaccid? Do we know what's going on? Is it hard? How does this work, bro?
How does he get the mouth open?
Yeah, she's
Like, you
sleeping.
sitting there like
Yeah,
this?
does he just force their mouth open?
Yes, man.
I got so many questions, bro. Like,
None
what's
of them will be answered.
just, yeah? I learned Portuguese, bro. Because what's the? I don't know. I guess there's something for fucking everybody. There's people who like to fuck with dead bodies, but like, what's the? I'm telling you, we're just wired fucked up. Like, what's satisfying about it? Like, I'm so confused,
Dude,
bro.
a wet hole, bro.
I
Dude, we're
guess.
simple creatures, man.
We really are, bro. Damn, that's weird, bro.
I like to think that we're not all twisted, but
I think we are, bro.
We're pretty fucking simple.
Some of us just,
You know, I just
some of us just hide it better than others,
bro. I saw that story and I'm like, man, like, on the one hand, right, like you go, I feel sorry for those women, and then I go, fuck, man, like, why? Like, why would, like, as a dude, like, why would you do it? But then again, I go, like, I get it, like, because it don't take much. You know what I mean? Like, dudes just want a wet hole. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. It's like when women, you know, always question, like, oh, like, you know, why do guys cheat? Right? It's just like, it ain't that complicated.
Yeah, it's really not.
Like, it's just not. It's just not. It's just like, it wasn't. It's not like this big grandiose fucking thing. Like, dudes are just kind of. We're very visual and we're wired kind of fucked up, and it's like, I don't know. Were we fucking wired to, like, impregnate the world? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean,
right? Like genetically
predisposed
right?
to just procreate as much as we
just
can.
Procreate. Yeah, that's it.
So, because of that, well, and then you think about it, dude. We've never undone the DNA of survival, right? Like you're talking about we're not that far from where humans didn't live very long, and so our bodies are always just like, how do you keep the species alive? How do you keep the species alive? How do you keep the species alive? And as men, you know, obviously, it's just a weird. I'd be curious to see, like, a million years from now, when, you know, all these comfort, like, creature habits and all that stuff. Like, now you're starting to see us, like, procreating less. Is it because of that? Like, is it the whole
is it the shift?
Evolution? Is it the shift? Do you start to see this, like, sort of happen more and more and more until we get, like, some sort of big reset at some point in time?
Are we, or are we sort of just getting smarter and maybe using protection and just not having kids but still having the sex?
That could be it too.
I don't know.
Yeah, that could be it too, right? Yeah, because the urge is still there, right? Like because we don't go like, I want to go have a baby. We just go, I want to bust a nut.
She looks nice.
She looks, yeah. Her hair's pretty today.
she looked at me.
Let me rub my penis on that. Yo, that's so wild.
She has medication.
I'm trying to think about this dude with this curtain up, and he's just like, just whips his dick out, and just,
right?
You know
how does the first time? Right,
bro?
that's what I'm saying. What is like the first time of him getting his sort of genitalia, like, near somebody and figuring out, like, oh shit, I could do this.
Yeah, that's crazy,
right,
bro.
And then to actually take the risk to do that, I don't know, man. I feel like if you're a doctor of any sort, you shouldn't really have that. You shouldn't have any issues getting women.
Can you rub one out before the surgery?
Yeah.
Like, if you know that's going to be a thing, like, I'm not going to be able to see her sleeping there. Yeah. It's going to be a problem. I'm going to see her sleeping and drooling. And you know that wetness just call me.
I'd be like, where's Bon Dia? He in the bathroom.
He in the bathroom. He rubbing one out right now. Yo, like,
he's prepping.
Do you just empty the chamber before you put yourself in dangerous situations, bro? You don't bring the gun?
You should just do that. Everybody should just do that every day before they go to work.
Yeah, bro. Just
empty the chamber.
Just empty the chamber. I think if men, listen, empty the chamber once in the morning, probably once early evening.
You gotta do like the what's his name? The fucking movie with
Matthew McConaughey, bro. You gotta get those numbers up. You gotta get those numbers up.
He's like,
those are rookie numbers. Bro, he told him get it up to like 4 or 5.
Yeah, I thought he just said you gotta do at least 3 times a day.
He's like, how often do you masturbate? He said you gotta get that up to like 3 times a day. That's a rookie numbers. Yo, you know what's funny though is that we laugh, but he's on to something, right? Like, in that field, I think if you think past the whole, like, jerk off as much as you can,
right?
The thought there is you got to get your mind out of thinking about sex,
anything else,
and especially sex, because he knows for men that's the thing that comes up the most. So it's just like, you've got to do that so that you're almost incapable of thinking about anything else, like mainly sex, and all you care about is trading. Right?
You want to be able to look at a woman and go, I couldn't even if I wanted to.
I could, yeah. I gotta make this money. I gotta go trade these stocks.
It wouldn't even get up right now. Might as well trade stocks.
Might as well trade stocks or get into the anesthesia game. Damn, bro, that's so crazy, man. Ooh.
Oh man.
I had still in a medical field, man. I saw this story this week, bro, about this this I don't even know what you call it, company. Yeah, I guess it is a company. It's a scientist. So he's developing a drug he says that could potentially let humans live to 200 years. Like, and he thinks that's like a conservative estimate.
Conservative?
Yeah, like in his mind, he goes, there's nothing that says that humans can live like a very, very long time if you address certain things. And he goes, the problem with all these sort of like live forever initiatives that have been going on is that nobody addresses, I guess, the aging process, which is ultimately
you can't. Well, essentially, unless you find a way to stop cells from dying.
Yeah, and so what he's going is he's just going to remove the zombie cells. So it's going to remove them.
What are zombie cells?
So the zombie cells are the cells that die in your body, and what they do is they stop splitting and creating new cells. Eventually, I forget what it is.
So essentially, whatever that is, right? It's like they stop splitting, and then so whatever they're a part of essentially just stops working.
Correct, and then you start to age. Right. So whether it's your face, your thing, whatever, you start your organs, it starts to sort of age because now it doesn't have new. So what he's saying is, and then the problem is by leaving them there, it sort of causes this, right? And then everything keeps happening. So he's figured out they're working on this drug, and they worked on mice, and now they started human trials. That it essentially removes these cells, and by removing these cells, it essentially slows down the aging process so much where he goes like you could double your lifespan.
Wow.
Just because you're not gonna, so we could potentially have a future, and he thinks within the next decade this will be like you can go buy this within the decade because it's already in human clinical trials.
Really?
So you could potentially be seeing 120-year-olds that look like they're 50, sort of thing. It's just crazy, man,
dude. And I go like, do you want to live 200 years? But I go like 200 years is not bad. Yeah.
I do. Yeah,
I think that.
Fuck yeah. His name is Andrew Steele, and he's a British computational biologist.
Now, if you go, do you want to live like 500 years? I don't know.
I think you would if the people around you were the people you knew. Maybe not, dude. Can you imagine if you got it, like your family done? Yeah. So imagine if you have it and nobody in your family, they can't afford it. So
and I'm not paying.
And I'm not paying for it. So
sorry, we had the money.
You'd be like, I spent it on me because I'm gonna live long. Y'all don't got much time left. But bro, can you imagine living across more than 5 generations, but let's say 5 centuries, and I guess you would have different lifetimes. You imagine that's crazy, bro. You're talking to your kids, and like, could you still procreate? And at 300, you're telling them about like, I don't know, man. The kid I had when I was 72 was way nicer than you.
Dude, I was having a conversation with my kids, and we were in the pool this weekend, and I was like, yo, like it's both sad and kind of and amazing that like their grandkids, like my kids' grandkids, won't know me.
Oh,
you know what I mean? And I told them, I go like, like my father died last year, and I told them, I go, think about it. I go, your kids won't know my dad. And I go, you guys do, and you'll have some memories because you guys are really, you guys are still young. You'll have memories, but I go, like, your kids will never know your grandfather.
You're the worst black Puerto Rican I've ever met in my life because I know like 6 generations. My kids know their great everything, bro.
It's because my father had 2 lives.
Nah, you know what?
He took the pill.
I will say my grandmother did get to meet, but yeah, you're right. They don't know. So my kids got to meet my grandmother, so their great grandmother.
Okay.
And she passed away young, but so theoretically, they could have met their great grandmother. Based on age numbers, they would have been within the age where they could have still been alive.
This is like if they live until like 90.
Yeah, like if my great grandmother would have lived until 90s, my kids would have met her. I think she passed away maybe early 70s or late 60s, and then my grandmother passed away in her 60s.
Okay.
So they obviously they did meet her. Well, my daughter did. My son, he never met her, but he was alive. No, maybe he did. He was a baby, an infant. But yeah, so yeah, you're right, man. You wouldn't see.
But it's weird, man. And I told him, I was like, yo, like it's kind of it's sad, but then in the same time, it's just like, yo, like you're not here for that long, so like stop worrying about all the dumb shit.
Yeah, that shit is true.
Like go, go do you, right? Like in 100 years, like nobody's gonna know that we were fucking here.
Yo, when you put it like that, like yo, no one's even gonna remember you were a human in 100 years from now. Like, stop stressing about dumb shit.
Yep,
that's crazy,
dude. I was talking to my wife this weekend too, man, and we were talking about just stuff, life stuff, man. And I had brought up like, yo, like I'm not even supposed to be here.
You?
Yeah, bro.
Why?
Because of the way that I was conceived. Like
What do you
I
mean?
wasn't, dude. It was out of wedlock. It was two people that were married to other people, and they got together and had me while they were both still married.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? And so like that,
You're not even supposed to be a thing.
I'm
Yeah.
not even supposed to be here, bro. And so like that, and then you look at like my kids, and I was even going on a rabbit hole of like the way that my wife and I met. You know, like it's weird because like we both were born in Manhattan. She grew up mostly in the Bronx. I grew up in Manhattan. At one point, man,
The
for like
Bronx?
in Parkchester, yeah.
Tell her that explains a lot.
You just did.
I understand you so much more now. I just want you to know.
But it was like we like for us the way that we met, you know. So being born in a similar area, for a year we actually lived about 2 blocks from each other.
In New York?
Yeah,
What?
yeah. So then we get here, and the reason why we get to here is because her uncle and aunt move here. My uncle and aunt move here. And the only reason why both of sets of our parents moved here was because of our aunt and uncle.
Same.
That just happened to be here. You know what I mean? Wow. And then so I go from that, and then I tell her like even better. I go, I never get with you unless we picked like this 7th period class. So, but at the time I was going to high school, it was 6 periods, and if you wanted to get ahead, you could take a 7th period.
Okay.
We just happened to take the same 7th period class. I don't even know what the fuck it was, but like I knew her because she was a cousin of a friend of mine, but I got to know her because of that class.
Because of the class. Oh, wow. Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, so then you go like that. So then, we get together, and then we've gone through, fucking trials and tribulations through our marriage, and even like miscarriages and whatever. It was like all this, like some of this shit is just like dark. But then we have our 3 kids, and it's like they're not supposed to be here. If we have the first kid, if we don't go through all those miscarriages, like it's not those kids,
not
bro.
those kids.
It's not them.
Do you think, because I feel like you sort of the mystique of all that, right, is it's your chances of being a human in general are like what, one in like
it's
one in however many trillion hundred, like
yeah, fuck, I'm gonna
it's
look it
like
up.
really
Go.
insane, dude. The chances of you basically making it from a sperm cell to an actual human being, the odds are just ends. Like we just never think about it at that like micro of a level. Like it's just. So do you think whenever I hear stories like that, like people, it's just odd to me that like we all have like weird stories like that where
400 trillion to 1.
400 trillion to 1, the odds of just being a person, bro.
Yep.
Being a person,
Of being
like
human.
it's being a human being that's insane, dude. And it's funny, man, because you always have these weird things, like because even listening to that, I only live here because of my aunt and uncle and all that stuff, and we always talk about how like even us doing this podcast and meeting and like,
Yep.
It's funny, man, how many I think like everything in our lives, right, have to come down. But I wonder, like, you can take that to so many layers deep to everything in your life.
Everything.
Like literally everything. Like everything had to align in a specific way for you to
Yep.
meet specific people and be in specific places at specific time. Like it's just, yeah.
Dude, but it's one of those things that are going down the rabbit hole, and it was like really putting shit into perspective and just going like, and here we are worrying about all this dumb shit, or we are reliving stuff that's in the fucking past, or you know what I mean, like allowing this stuff when you really sit back and think about it, like all this shit is amazing. And if you are a fucking human in the United States in 2022, shut the fuck up.
Yes, you're lucky.
Like, yeah, we are lucky. We talked about, what was it? Probably about a month ago, man. We talked about that story with those I think it was, I don't know, they were all Mexicans, but it was like that truck full of Mexican guys, right, and women that were coming. That dude, those people fucking pay money. They risk their lives. And
Their kids' lives.
and they all melted in a fucking truck.
Yeah.
Just for the chance, the opportunity to be in this country, bro.
Dude, It just again, it just shows how lucky we are for shit that we take. I was just the shit that we sort of focus on. It also, dude, I think at the core of everything, if you think about like the shit that we stress or worry about, we live in fear, and so we let fear be our motivator for everything. If you think about the reason you stay in that job, the reason you stay in that relationship, the reason you stay in that, like,
you want to be safe.
Everything boils down to fear. The reason you don't make that trip to America, fear. The reason, like everything, like we're creatures of, like, we let fear drive so much of why we don't do things or drive the shit we stress about. It's all fear based, man. Like when you said the things we stress about day to day, we're like, shit doesn't really matter, but it's all fear that whatever the outcome of that is going to lead to something. And then if you think about that something, it's never really that big. Like ever, it's always solvable. It's always like it's inconvenient, but we're so used to being inconvenienced that everything seems like a major inconvenience to us now, man. It's just it's wild.
And like I said, I think the big reflection on that was like all the bad shit that has happened in the past. Like it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, man. A, no one's gonna know you're fucking here in 100 years, and B, go back instead of thinking about what the initial like maybe the bad episode that occurred, like go think about the things that actually came out that were good from that. Because there are things that are good from even the bad shit that comes.
Yeah, man. So moral of the story, bro, just go take that leap. Rob that liquor store. Do what you don't let fear. Do what you got to do.
Don't do that, man. They might kill you.
Don't let fear stop you from getting shot. Bro, what's up? Did you see the story about the, I don't know, I'm actually super curious to see your thoughts on this because there's a study that came out about the top signs in Americans refuse to date. And by signs, I mean the astrological
like the zodiac signs?
Yeah, that shit.
I'm afraid I'm gonna be top 5.
Most definitely. Bro, you in the top 3.
God damn it. I knew it.
Okay, so I hate these things because I feel like the zodiac sign, it's bullshit, right? And so nothing makes me cringe more, bro, than when I hear people be like, well, I'm a Gemini, so blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like,
so you're a dick.
Ugh. Yeah.
That's your past to be a dick.
Stop using the time that your parents fucked as an excuse for why you have emotional issues, bro. You're just a dick, or you're sad, or whatever. It had nothing to do with the full moon that was out today. Your parents fucked, bro. Like, it's so. But anyway, I digress. This shit has the top signs Americans refuse to date, is ranked by percentage. Okay. So number 1 is Geminis.
So don't
42% of Americans
When
refuse
is Gemini?
to date.
When are the
It's May. It's late May. So it's the second half of May.
Ooh, just missed it.
You just missed Gemini, sir. Second one is Cancer at 37%.
Okay, and when are they?
That is a great question. I wasn't prepared to answer.
No, you go ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna.
But number 3 is you. I think you're a Taurus.
Yes.
So yeah, number 3, 36% of Americans refuse to date a Taurus. So can you imagine, bro, you're reading these stupid like little book things about Taurus and what it is and yada yada, and you're just like, can't date one of those. Like, who the fuck? It's like
June 22nd to July 22nd.
Cancer. So basically it's saying don't date anyone born in the summer.
Spring or summer,
Cancer,
bro.
Taurus, late spring, early summer's out of the question. Actually,
up.
you might just be spring. My sign is number 8 out of the 12, so I'm a Libra. 22%, which again, this is how I know this thing is bullshit, because the Libra thing is all about being balanced and being scales, and what part of me tells you I'm balanced at all?
Yeah, man, now that I'm thinking about it, I got some Tauruses in my family too, women, and they're all single.
Maybe we're on to something.
I don't know if I've ever like looked at or met someone and then went like, oh, like what sign are you? And then thought about like, oh, maybe we're compatible. No,
it's infuriating.
Never.
I see posts on social media all the time. It's like, you know how us Sagittarius can get, and I'm like, no, motherfucker, nobody does. Like, what the fuck? Like, I hate that shit. It's like, yo, go get therapy. Stop using this sign as an excuse of why you're fucked up.
Dude, you know what, man? based off of that, and even when we talked about a little just before that, there was this dude that, like I said, speaking of almost like signs, there was this dude that he was on vacation off the coast of Greece, I believe.
Okay.
On a beach, and him and his buddy, I think, get swept away.
Oh, rip current?
Yeah, I guess. So, the guy like floats out there for whatever X amount of time. By the time the dude is getting really tired, here comes this like real life Wilson. Which, if you guys ever watched the movie Castaway,
The volleyball?
the fucking volleyball. Well, this is a soccer ball. It was this bright colored soccer ball, like kind of a little bit deflated, but not definitely not entirely, but not really full either. The guy hung on to this shit for 18 hours until they found him.
What? The ball?
The ball.
Holy shit! And it held. Well, I guess it would, right?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
don't have
If you
to
have
put
enough
weight
air,
on it.
right.
You can just
Just
like
kinda hang,
You
yeah.
can just kind of hang. Yeah, if you don't get stupid or desperate and then try to put your whole body weight on it. Yeah, like it'll literally just try to keep
And
shooting
even
itself
if
back
you
up.
if you put your body weight on it, like it won't hold you like too high, but you can.
No, it'll hold
can
you up,
float
though.
on it. Yeah, even if it's underwater, it'll
Wow,
hold you
dude.
up.
So what are the chances of a bright colored?
I'm glad you asked. 400 trillion to 1. No.
What are the odds of that? That's the same.
No, man,
Was he
but-
as a Sagittarius by chance?
Libra.
Because that means his eyes are always peeled, and he's always looking for something.
No, man. So the great part about this, obviously, the guy survives, right? So, but the ball had been kicked in the ocean by mistake by some kids 10 days ago. The fucking ball travels 80 miles
What?
to meet this dude.
So it wasn't even like there on the-
No.
So he just happened to see this ball that was floating in the middle of the ocean.
Yes.
Holy shit! I'm thinking this whole time it's like a ball of somebody that was around them or
bro.
something.
It got kicked in there
What?
10 days earlier, which explains why the shit deflated and traveled 80 miles to essentially to meet this guy and save his life, bro. So some kid saved your life that just had an inadvertent kick into,
That
the,
whose
into the
dad is
ocean.
yelling at him right now
Yep.
for losing the ball.
Yeah, and the ball looked dope too.
Because the ball, I'd have been living. That was my favorite neon yellow ball. You little bastard.
It was like this really it was a very colorful, bright ball.
Wow. What about his friend? His friend made it.
No.
His friend dead.
Yep.
So the ball wasn't looking out. It was only looking out for one.
There's only one ball.
Cause like you ever hear the things where people be like, someone's looking out for you. It's like, so they ain't give a fuck about the other dude, huh?
But you talk about like the shit that you go like,
Holy
that was probably not I don't want to say tragic, but it was probably a sad moment
Yeah,
for those kids. Kick the ball over, and little did they know, 10 days later, that kick saved somebody's life.
I hope they
That
know.
dude would have drowned.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I hope they know, man. Like, imagine hearing that story.
I would imagine they do, because how would they know? How would
Yeah,
right?
right, that has to be
they
all
track
over.
the ball down. Yeah.
Wow, man, that's crazy. And to even find the ball in the middle, wow, dude, that is insane, man.
Be grateful, folks. Be
Yo,
grateful.
for real, dude. You know who? I guess you could listen. I'm trying to think about how to word this because this is gonna be the one that's gonna get it canceled.
Yep. I think I know where you're going.
And Frank.
Speaking of
Did I get it right?
balls,
Did I get it right?
I'd be like, I don't know how you came up with that one.
I wonder what she was. You think she was a Capricorn?
Cancer.
Cancer. I think you just stamped our tickets out. All right, good. We got. Yo, man. So there's this cool. I'm actually a fan of this, man. So Oculus, the VR headsets that Facebook makes, or Meta. Now, sorry. So they made this. You can get this from their app store now. It's Anne Frank House VR. and you can basically go through sort of the places that she was hiding in, and you can walk through the house and go into the it's this whole experience. Yeah, going into the attic, and I think it was like of a business. The attic was like I think it was a business or something like that. It was like in a house, but there was like I
never read that book, man. So I'm
but so anyway, you can basically do this whole Anne Frank experience, which is sort of morbid, but I think it's also.
Let me see. Do an Anne Frank experience.
Do the Anne Frank experience. No. Yeah, how about not? Like, spoiler alert. I'm not gonna like the end of this. Bro, this shit.
Well,
you
know they're doing the fucking. They're creating like these fucking suits for the meta. So like when you do like fighting games and whatever, like you actually feel like you're getting hit.
Oh,
so don't stay to the end.
It gets hot. Holy shit. Bro, you got one of those experiences like with the vest on and shit like that.
Weren't we talking about editing earlier?
Oh my god, yeah. Oh man, it was nice doing this podcast with you. But dude, I'm a fan of this stuff. I'll tell you why. Like of the whole VR experience of this stuff. It's because and I can see this now. Someone's gonna get canceled over this shit. But like. It's dope, like that you can. I think from an education perspective, by putting us into sort of that experience, it just gives it more. I don't know, more familiarity, more. It makes it feel more real. I would love, maybe I don't necessarily want to live through Anne Frank's life, but I also think it also gives you a different perspective of it, right? Like it gives you a different appreciation maybe for what she went through. But I just started thinking about all the applications that you can do this with. You were talking a little bit off air. It's like one of my favorite places is like the Colosseum in Rome. Like I love the stories of that, man.
I gotta go, bro.
Oh, you have to do it, man. It's because it doesn't make sense when you see it in person. You're like, holy fuck, this thing has been thousands and thousands of years, and it's like it's a stadium. It's a stadium. It's thousands of years old, and it's the size of a stadium. And then when you're walking to it, you're on the same like roads, like these cobblestone roads you're like, oh, people 2,000 years ago were walking up to this thing. But I just thought about like just being in that if you were able to sort of recreate some of those things in virtual reality and feel like you were there and you get that feeling of the crowd and watching but I think you can do this to every historical event, right? Like you want to drop somebody in the middle of World War II or in the middle of like a ship at sea, wherever, like just the applications for this. I'm like, this is pretty cool. Like from an education perspective, a museum, a home thing. Like, do you want to teach your kids something? Like, hey, you want to teach them about ancient Rome? Throw on this headset. Let me take you through this. Whatever it is, man.
Yes. Let me tell you. So I had my youngest was going through virtual school this year or this past year, which is essentially fucking homeschool, bro. We were the teachers.
You're doing all the work.
But history is a subject that. When he's reading about it, he's not interested. But I'm able to do when I do it with him. Then I'm like trying to bring it to life.
Yeah.
Right. And so something like that for subjects, like I said, like history. Now there are some people that just enjoy history and good for them.
Yeah, I love it. Like I could read stuff about. Certain periods, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's a lot of people that just reading about it. It's the text is boring. Unless you have somebody kind of explain it to you in layman's terms. So something like that would be, oh my gosh,
so
bro.
good, dude. Dude, I actually recorded.
Because you experience it. You're not reading about it.
No, you're actually in it, right? Yeah. And you're seeing, I even thought about like, I think it's one of the reasons why we had an appreciation for Hamilton, like the play. The songs are cool. Obviously people love Lin-Manuel Miranda, that whole thing. Yep. But like, when you see that story of Alexander Hamilton played out on a stage, the way they did it, it's so engaging that stuff never leaves you. You sort of memorize like, oh yeah, Hamilton, and then Jefferson did this, and like you just start to go like it sticks better because of the way they presented the information, and because you felt like you were there. Like when you're watching this reenactment of it, you're just going like, oh, okay, like it makes the parts sort of come together easier. Absolutely. Versus reading it where you're going like, okay, who did why'd they do a duel in New Jersey? Like what the fuck, you know what I mean? Right. Versus like when you saw them acting it out and they're just on a boat and you're just like, I don't know, it just hits different. I feel like it gets absorbed differently. Maybe because it touches all your senses, right? Because you're seeing, because you're hearing, like all that. Like
Yeah, and then they're getting into the whole part even with feeling. Now.
Yeah, with feel right. And so you even talk about the suit thing, like with the haptic feedback. But if you get something like that where you're just like so engrossed in this environment, man, I thought this was really, really cool. And I feel like this is gonna be the future of everything, man. Education, like what couldn't you teach with this, dude? I started thinking about like, what if you're working on something? What if you're an AC? I don't know, technician. Yeah, and they're literally going. You can go pick the type of AC unit and now virtually see it taken apart. And then,
oh my gosh!
And then there's highlights on the parts. So like, here's where you find this, and like just I'm like the applications are endless.
Mechanic,
cars. Yeah,
bro,
you open a virtual hood of a car, and it's like, here's what this is. Here's what you got to take out, and it starts. And you just go, oh shit, I can go now do it on the actual car because I've done it virtually, like. And it's identical.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Dude,
the applications
amazing,
are
bro.
endless,
yeah,
man.
It really
so
is.
This is cool, man. I like this.
And you know what, man? It's like that, the times, the things that we remember, like we don't remember like days, right? We remember moments.
Mm-hmm.
And the moments are things that actually have sort of like this impact on you. So if you can take education in any form and have an impact, that's the shit that you never forget.
Ever. Dude, ever. I mean, you said the things that stick with you are always the way you learned them is sort of like the big factor. Like, I don't remember a whole lot of the stuff that I've read unless it's sort of applied or it comes up again or all that. But how many times have you read pages of a book and then go back to read them because you're just like, I didn't catch that.
Yep.
All the time, right?
Like
all the time. But very rarely do you go back and go, I need to rewatch that. At least a lot less than rereading a page. And if you want to rewatch something, for me, a lot of times goes, oh, I need to see that again. Like, it's not I didn't understand it. It's oh, I need, like that was good. I want to, I sort of want to soak it in again. But, so yeah, man, I thought this shit was so cool, man. So,
well, let me tell you who could have used that shit. There was this U.S. tourist in Italy, and he was going up on basically a live volcano. Not that was erupting. But essentially, just
Vesuvius, right?
Yeah. Oh. Yes, that's what it is.
It's Mount Vesuvius.
Mount Vesuvius.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So apparently, they only sell so many tickets per day, and I guess this dude kind of missed the boat on getting the tickets. So instead of going up the route that the tickets take you, he was like, I'm gonna go up this other way. And he went to the side of the volcano that was kind of roped off that they didn't want anybody going to. Took a damn selfie. Drops his phone, goes after it, and falls in, bro. So not all the way down. He's actually the good part of this is that the guy actually gets saved. He falls down a few meters. Somebody else. There were other people with him, so they were able to get help, and they pulled this guy out.
What happens if he keeps falling?
Fucking go into lava, bro.
They're saying it is lava.
Yeah, I think right. I mean, when those volcanoes, even the ones, the live ones, like you get around there and there's smoke coming out of that shit, man. There's lava down there somewhere, bro.
Fuck. That's insane.
But so he ends up he gets arrested, which is probably like the best thing that happened to him, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're still alive.
Take that over mountain.
But I was thinking about what you just said. Like, imagine doing stuff like that. Like, you want to see the inside of a volcano. You know what I mean? Virtually, like that.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
wow.
I mean, there's no substitute for truly being there. There's definitely no substitute to falling in.
No, but dude, even Pompeii, right? You think about going through, Pompeii and virtually, or just like that's cool, man. That's really, really cool. I like that a lot, man. You can do that stuff. Yo, you know who's got a dope virtual presence these days, bro?
Who that?
Radio Shack. I know that's gonna sound weird, man.
You mean like the old store that sells like tape decks?
Yeah. They used to sell like antennas and shit and all kinds of random electronic. Radio Shack is back.
Dude, what is the last thing you remember buying from Radio Shack?
Probably like speaker wire.
I think it was speaker wire.
Yeah, probably speaker wire, something like that. I'm trying to think.
Like as a teenager, like trying to do some speakers in your car or something.
I think that's the last thing I bought from there. Or maybe it was either that or like a antenna.
I was going to say antenna.
Antenna for the TV. That's it, man. Radio Shack was, dude. I don't know if you remember this. Maybe this is just a Northeast thing, so you might. Nobody Beats the Wiz. You remember that?
The Wiz. Yep, the Wiz.
Remember that? Yeah, it was shaped for whatever reason.
Those guys went bankrupt.
Yeah, and it was shaped like a boat for some reason. The one I used to go to was a giant ship. Yeah, it was bizarre. It was in New Jersey. I don't know. It was shaped like a giant, literally like a giant.
Was that
Ship.
the? Oh no. You know what I'm thinking about? I do remember the Wiz. The other one was Crazy Eddie.
Oh, I do remember Crazy Eddie. Yo, his commercials were wild.
The wild commercials.
Yeah.
I think he's the one that went bankrupt. They probably both went.
No, they
bankrupt,
both did. I think Circuit City did too, right? Anyway, Radio Shack. Back to them. So Radio Shack is a crypto company now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a crypto company.
Like they're mining crypto.
Yeah, I guess and you can buy crypto through Radio Shack or whatever it is now. So anyway, so they've been on this kick of wanting to sort of build their online presence and go viral. And they just want you talking about them like we are right now. So they started a Twitter, or not started. They basically got back on their Twitter and have been tweeting. Yo, but Radio Shack has been tweeting the wildest shit since they've been back online, to the point where people thought they got hacked. Like, I thought they got hacked. I Googled, matter of fact, did Radio Shack get hacked?
How did you fucking run into Radio Shack?
Oh, man.
On Twitter.
I think a mutual friend of ours, put me onto it.
Oh, okay.
Was that? I think he sent me a clip, and then it just sort of was from there, and then we started looking it up, and then now we just exchange Radio Shack tweets all the time. Because I want to pull up their Twitter, because it's so damn funny. Like, you wouldn't believe how funny it is, man. It's like the stuff they do is so inappropriate. Every time I try to hit Radio Shack, here we go, Radio Shack. So matter of fact, their name has the little devil next to it, and then the blue thing check, so you just know it's about to be wild. So this week there's been this thing from The Boys. The Boys, a TV show where everybody keeps using the meme of the guy smiling, like he looks like he's crying, and then he just starts to laugh. But just to give you a preview, Radio Shack goes, when you accidentally tweet about squirting on the Radio Shack account, and everyone goes fucking nuts. That's what, and then they put the meme of this guy. Yo, so they said, if you find a squirter, marry her.
Duly noted. That's in my second life.
Somebody said, they go, me, hello, welcome to Radio Shack. Customer, I will have the radio. Me, would you like a shack with that? My mom just followed everybody. Please act natural. Dude, they're just like,
it's just random shit.
Oh, it's just random shit. But
so hold on. So do they have their own brand of cryptocurrency?
I don't know if it's a brand. Let me see. It's like
because crypto's doing like shit right now, right?
Radio Shack.
What's Bitcoin at right now?
App.radioshack.org. Ooh, Bitcoin might still be in the low 20,000s, man.
Oh, so it would do it back down.
Yeah,
to
you
like
can
18.
trade top 20 in volume, so you can literally just trade coins. Radio Shack token, there's its own radio token, and then you can swap. Yeah, you can buy other coins on here. So it has USDC.
I wonder who bought
Ethereum.
Who bought that name, and then decided we're gonna be a crypto company. No one knows who we are anymore, anyway.
That's basically what it did, dude. It's so fun. I wonder what they got out of it, like using that. I don't know, man. They saw her selfie and just moaned in front of the entire Radio Shack board of directors. Like they just tweet wild shit all day.
Radio Shack doing crypto is fucking probably just as bad as have you seen this fucking pillow fight league, bro?
What? Wait.
There's a fucking pillow fight league.
Okay, you're not talking like a porno. It's like a
I was hoping, but no, it's not.
You're talking like an actual league where people are beating each other with pillows.
Yes. So okay. Like picture like what looks like makeshift UFC fighters.
Okay.
In a ring with a pillow. I believe the regulation pillow is 2 pounds.
Yo, those regulation pillows.
Yeah.
Yo, 2 pounds is heavy, bro.
Yep. Especially when you get swung at, right?
Yes, I'm saying.
So these guys and girls, and I don't know if it's by weight, because I've seen some really like smaller dudes fight bigger dudes.
Mm-hmm.
But they just hit each other with the pillow. Dude, it's horrible.
So you just beat it. It's like the slap league. You know that league where people slap each other?
I love that. That's great.
Pillow shit is stupid. The slap stuff is...
The slap shit, I just go like, why would you stand there? Right? You go like, look at some of these guys, and I go like, I'm not standing there, bro.
I'm not, bro.
And but dudes getting knocked out.
Oh my god, cold.
So there's actually a website, and I don't know. It's like PFL, some shit like that for this pillow fight league.
Pillow fight league. So how do you win?
PFC, Pillow Fight Championship, I guess.
So how do you win? You knock the other person out.
Yeah, or they might be scoring, man, because sometimes I see guys get hit by the pillows and they laugh. So I'm like, it's not really do that. That's what I'm saying. So like, even on the website, they kind of go through clips of like just short clips, and it looks retarded. Like no one's getting knocked out. So I'm really pissed. Unlike the slap league, you go like, oh, these people are getting knocked out.
This is pillow fight championship.
I think it's like PFC.
Yo, the minute I started fighting pillow, the first thing that comes up is pillow humping.
That's a thing?
Evidently so. Pillow fight league, the PFL. Pillow fight championship, the PFC. Here we go, fight PFC. With the world's first professional pillow fighting league. For media inquiries, please contact us. Hey.
Scroll down, look at the videos.
Yo, this dude dressed like, he got his face painted like the Joker.
Like Joker, yep.
This is lit. What a showman.
So it's men and women doing it, but it looks stupid, bro.
Yo, I don't know, bro. I see one of the women here. I think she's a new woman.
This is where the transgender community can come in and be accepted. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, she don't look like she was a woman yesterday. Holy shit, bro. Yo, this looks crazy. They got ads, pillow fight. Yo, they selling tickets. Yo, they're here, bro. We should go. Yeah? Delray Beach.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, like, I think one of these leagues got started, like, in Florida.
He said, we back, baby.
Of course it is.
Thursday night pillow fight starts tonight. This is dope.
It's in Delray Beach?
Yo, them pillows look hefty, bro. And they're like in a boxing ring.
Yes.
And they're beating the shit out of each other.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like it hurts.
Nah, do you really have to put them in like skimpy lingerie, bro? The guys too? Like they're wearing like really short shorts and like t-shirts. Like you can tell it's like undergarment. Like it's like not even.
Yeah, pajamas. But some of the dudes that I saw, like in an effort to make the other person miss, like they do some shit where you need to be.
Oh, so you're allowed to duck. And,
you can duck and yeah, like they're not in there to brawl, like they're in there to win.
Yeah, I need to know who homie is who painted his face like the Joker. He looked like Sting in the Joker had a baby. This looks awesome. Watch this intense battle between Prince, Logan, and Parker Apple. Bro, they got dope names. It's like WWE with pillows, bro. This is crazy. I'm gonna go down this rabbit hole. I'm gonna save this.
Yeah, how we doing on time?
Awesome, bro. We're like an hour and 11 minutes.
Oh shit! I told you it's gonna be the worst one ever.
You just talk too much, bro. Shit, we got a bunch of stuff we could probably save for next week, man.
Absolutely,
we got a few in there, man.
You want to hit on anything before we go?
Let me see if I had anything that we absolutely had to hit on today, man. We talked about Radio Shack.
Tell me about this constipated dude.
We did. The dude with the water bottle.
Oh, that's why that's what that was.
That's why you said, yo, his wife.
See, that's why you can't do that.
Oh, yo, wait, we could hit this one, bro. Homie with the yeah, you ever hold the door for somebody or something? Like you ever go somewhere and you hold the door and you let somebody through and they don't say shit, they don't say thank you and they just keep going.
Yeah.
That shit annoys me, bro.
It doesn't annoy me that much, man, but my wife will be like, "You're welcome."
Oh, I do too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, hell yeah. I go. I'd be like, "You're welcome."
Petty motherfucker.
I am. I don't give a fuck, bro. I'm gonna hold the door and you're not even gonna make eye contact with me.
Taurus and a Libra.
Nothing. Nah, bro. Listen. It's fucking common courtesy, bro. If I'm gonna sit there and hold the door. I especially hate it when you get like women who I think they think you're doing it because they think they're good looking. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to be courteous.
Right.
So I'll be like, "You're welcome, bro." Like I'll be like, "Thank you," and then they'll just do the whole like that shit infuriates me. It does, bro. Like I'm so petty, in fact, that if I hold the door for you on the way in and you don't say shit, and I happen to run into you on the way out and you there, I'm just going through that bitch and I'm letting it go.
Dude, you know what you should do one time, man? If somebody does that, grab them and pull them back to the door and shut it.
I think it's harassment, bro, if I touch him. Or some kind of assault charge. Too pretty for jail. I can't go, bro. I got soft hands, so they'll have their way with me in prison, bro.
So what happened?
Yo, so homie opens the door. This girl goes through, whatever, a lady, and she doesn't thank him. So he does what any other rational human being would do, and he pulls out a gun on her.
What?
And basically berates her with a gun. Well, why she didn't thank him for holding the door open, bro.
What was she like saying thank you with tears in her eyes,
Yo,
bro?
Do you at that point in time? They arrested him. Dude, it was 2 women. So none of them thanked him. So and then he started pointing the gun. It was at a Family Dollar, which makes it even funnier. That's exactly who I think goes to Family Dollar.
Expect less.
That's
Family Dollar.
in every way, shape, or form. Less prices, less character.
Yo, on that, tell them where they can find us.
Yo, if you're not following us already, at the Common Food Podcast on IG, on TikTok is at Common Food Podcast, the Common Food Podcast on YouTube, and then all major streaming platforms, man, at the Common Food Podcast. If we're on something you're not on yet, then you just need to find a different streaming platform because we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Google Podcasts, we're on Amazon, we're everything, man. So jump on there. If you're on Twitter, hit the little subscribe button over here, hit like over here, leave a comment, let us know, man. Leave a comment on IG, tell us about the drinks, man.
Absolutely. Yo, as always, we appreciate you guys. This drink, I think this one is actually good for the females too.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one's on. Try to drink. Let us know what y'all think. And we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Peace.
Peace.